For many people, it's only a toy. For others, it's a puzzle. But for most of the people who have solved the Rubik's Cube, it's a challenge. In fact, the Rubik's Cube is all of it and more. Stand with us to see beyond Rubik's Cube.
The Rubik's Cube was invented in 1974 by Armando Rubik, Hungarian sculptor and professor of architecture. The cube was initially designed by him as a tool to explain to his students about the intricacies of three-dimensional objects. Once it was scrambled and took him several months to solve it, he realized that he had invented a puzzle.
Not only is the cube forever a toy or a puzzle, but also it is a piece of art that helps you to understand and feel the movements of three-dimensional structures, to exercise your mind, to imagine and to understand that change in the order of the components of the cube leads you to different results.
The pieces that make up the cube are three: the edge pieces with two colors. There are 12 edge pieces located in the middle rows. The corner pieces with three colors. There are 8 corner pieces located on the corners. There are 6 center pieces with one color, located in the center of each side. Center pieces do not move and represent the color of their side. Center piece colors are always opposite each other.
There are two kinds of methods to solve the cube, the method for beginners and the method for advanced people.
The method for beginners consists of 5 stages. The advanced method entails memorizing a sequence of steps that leads to known states of the cube until arriving at the solved state.
Speaking of solving the cube, there is a popular activity among the international Rubik's Cube community, or cubers. It's called speed cubing and consists in solving a variety of twisty puzzles as quickly as possible. Members come together to hold competitions, work to develop new solving methods, and seek to perfect their technique.
In fact, the current record for a single solve is of 4.73 seconds, held by Felix Semdex, of 20 years old from Australia. He broke Matt Balk's record of 4.74 seconds, both established in 2016.
After learning how to solve it, people usually fall in love with the cube. And if you have the money, you can start collecting these objects. It is hard to stop because they are all so different that each and every one of them meaning a unique challenge.
There are many cubes with different sizes. It means more layers.
With a different geometric shape.
With different geometric shape and size.
With a different configuration and mechanisms.
Those which get the form.
Those which contain all the features above and more.
And those cubes that are made especially by people who've modified and create their own concept of three-dimensional puzzles.
In fact, there are many designers who have done a lot of successful three-dimensional puzzles.
Oscar van Deventer, a researcher scientist in the area of networking, introduced the gears in the cubes. Besides, he added the 45-degree turns. There was only 90 degrees turns. He won in 2012 the Guinness World Record for his 17 by 17 by 17 cube, which has since been beaten by a 22 by 22 by 22 cube. His work combines mathematics, physics, and design, and he collaborates at academic institutions.
Tony Fisher is the pioneer in the creation of new three-dimensional puzzles, designs, and new manufacturing techniques. Since 1981, Fisher has designed and crafted around 100 puzzles based on different puzzles mechanisms. As well as puzzle manufacturing, he also is an archaeologist.
Hubie Meffert is one of the leading rotating puzzles inventors in the world. Meffert's introduction to puzzles was more by accident. This is how most of his basic puzzles were born. The invention of Rubik's Cube motivated him to put his puzzles on sale, and now he is the owner of one of the most important brands of 3D puzzles in the world. Besides, he has supported and recognized the work of other designers.
Nowadays, there are many brands. Each one of it has distinctive features. There is Kiji brand. It has an excellent quality in its products. innovative designs, and the fastest 3x3 cube until now.
There's Shenzhou brand. It has all kind of cubes for a great price. Moyu brand has special understandings about cube performance, turning feeling, anti-pop effect, and corner curing, etc. Besides, has a good value for money.
BQ brand designed the 4x4 and 6x6 cubes mechanism and has creative patterns for its cube.
And Dayan brand, with its way out designs that could blow your mind.
The number of possible permutations of the squares on a Rubik's cube seems daunting. There are 8 corner pieces that can be arranged in 8 factorial ways, each of which can be arranged in 3 orientations, giving 3 to the power 8 possibilities for each permutation of the corner pieces. There are 12 edge pieces which can be arranged in 12 factorial ways. Each edge piece has 2 possible orientations, so each permutation of each pieces has 2 to the power 12 arrangements. But in the Rubik's cube, only 1/3 of the permutations have the rotation of the corner cube is correct. Only 1/2 of the permutations have the same edge flipping orientation as the original cube, and only 1/2 of these have the correct cube arrangement parity. This gives approximate 4.3 by 10 to the power 19 possible arrangement of the Rubik's cube. But what does this number mean?
Do you know that if there were 1 cube scramble for every permutation and they were laid end to end, they would start approximately 261 light years? Or if you were to turn a Rubik's cube once every second, it will take you 1.4 trillion years to go through all the permutations? That is to say, if you had started since the beginning of the universe, you would only have visited just 1% of the Rubik's cube states until now.
Another important question is the worst possible jumbling of the cube, that is, the arrangement requiring the maximum number of minimum steps back to the solved state. This number is referred to as a God's number and has been shown until now to be as low as 20.
A toy, a puzzle, a tool, a piece of art, Rubik's Cube gathers people for a challenge. On the whole, the Rubik's Cube is the closest thing to having the infinity in your hand.